On a morning when the wind still carried faint whispers of smoke, a 12-year-old girl rolled a simple wooden box into the town square. The box wore a sun painted on its side and the words, "Little Library Drive" in looping, hopeful letters. She pressed her palm to the lid and whispered, "Books gave us something to fight for," and set the box down as if planting a seed in soil. The town was quiet, the kind of quiet you hear when a place is listening for a heartbeat. Charred fences, a few splintered posts, and ash on the benches framed the scene as neighbors dropped off stacks of children's books, a shelf donated by a retiree, a science-leaning student with an old microscope and magazines, and a carpenter with a movable library on wheels he'd been tinkering with for weeks. Soon the box wasn't enough. The square woke up with glue, coffee, and possibility. Families swapped stories as much as books. A bake sale stood beside picture books. A teen volunteer led a read-aloud circle, guiding younger kids through pages with lively voices that lightened the ash-laden air. The movable library became the backbone of revival. Wheels rolled from street to street, stopping at fire-damaged homes where kids waited with bright eyes. Shelves clicked open. Books whispered promises of new worlds. This story is based on a true story. Beneath a patch of living ash, a hidden metal box yielded a leather-bound book titled The Book of Seeds, and a wax-sealed letter explaining that the town founders hoped to seed both stories and gardens. The Garden of Stories grew around the church site, paths of native trees, brass plaques with first lines, and a shelf for the little library drive. It became a living library, and the square turned into a welcoming space that drew in 3,000 readers in its first year. If you had a little library drive in your town, what would you place in that first box to spark a ripple of hope?